Today, I'd like to take you behind the scenes in one of the modules in Content by Design, specifically Human Design Profile, how you are designed to show up, who you are designed to show up as in the movie that is your life, in your business, in your relationships, in anything that you do. This is often the most overlooked piece of your human design, and we're going to dive into it today on Unjaded. Welcome to Unjaded. This is your straight talk, shoot from the hip, wrapped in a little bit of love, Human Design for Business podcast. We talk a lot here about clarifying your message so that you can bring in paying clients with ease. And ease is different from easy. Stick around to find out how we roll here. I'm your host, Vickie Dickson. I am a 2-4 emotional manifesting generator, light on the emotional, and I'm a quad right in human design. In real speak, I am an entrepreneur of 30 plus years. I've had every kind of business there is, and I always say that business is my love language. I can't wait to dive in with you here on the podcast. So your human design profile is said to be the role that you play in the movie of your life. It is the most innate part of who you are here to be and how you move through your life. Now, in traditional human design, we are taught over and over and over again that we are going to be most conditioned in our openness. And this is one of the things that I have a real problem with because I find that we get a lot of conditioning, even the most conditioning in the places that we are the most defined. Who you are here to be is the place where you are going to get knocked around by life over and over and over again. And your human design profile is no different. So today in Content by Design, we were talking mostly about the angst around fifth line profiles and second line profiles. So that's going to be the focus of this episode. I will do other episodes that unpack other profiles, but these two just came up. So it's really fresh in me to address these things. So let's start with fifth line profiles. I always say that fifth line profiles are the square pegs trying to fit into the round holes. And they don't fit. They don't ever fit. I picture fifth line little girls because when I look at your design, I'm looking at the child that was you. The child who came into this world absolutely perfect and had this big purpose of who they were here to be. And then maybe well-meaning, maybe not, adults got their hands on you and tried to make you conform, tried to make you fit in with the rest of society. So today I was talking with a beautiful fifth line profile, and she has a defined will, which is another highly conditioned place in human design. You give me a woman with a defined will, and I will give you someone who plays small every damn day until they decondition. So she has a defined will. She has gate 51, which is the gate of shock and initiation. She has the 4323 channel. 4323 is all about insights, really being able to have these radical insights. Lots of times people with this energy in their designs, like they don't learn in traditional ways and nobody gets what they have to say. They have these really unique ways of thinking and processing information and people don't get it. In traditional human design, it's genius to freak channel. Just with that picture in your mind, just think about this little girl. She's here to shock and initiate people into change. She has a defined will. She's meant to be assertive. She is here to know she's all that in a bag of chips. And then she's got this fifth line profile. She's a 5-1 profile. And so the fifth line profile is the heretic. The fifth line profile is here to tell it like it is. And oftentimes it's uncomfortable. So here's what came up in our session today. Other fifth lines were speaking. And this one woman said, you know what? I feel this so deeply in my bones. And I have healed this relationship with my mother. However, I know as a child, I could feel it in my body as a child when I would say the thing that needed to be said, when I would say the thing that nobody would say, and she would have a knee-jerk reaction to me. She would have a visceral reaction to what I was saying because it was truth, but she wasn't able to hear it from me. And so I learned to soften. I learned to hide my truth. I learned to not say the thing because it was safer. And that's one of the things that came up a lot in today's conversation. We also had a manifester, a 3-5 manifester on the call. And she was talking about how she is so damn scared to say what she knows she needs to say. She has a big vision and a big mission. And every time she goes to say it, she feels that noose around her neck telling her she can't say it like that because somebody is going to be annoyed. Somebody is going to be downright pissed off. Someone is going to walk away. And I'm kind of here to push back on that a little bit and tell you that you're meant to be scared. You have to do it scared. If you're not scared in your business to say the thing that you know you need to say, especially at first, then you're probably playing too safe in your business. If you don't have a healthy amount of fear around, oh my gosh, this is huge, then you're probably playing too small in your business. So back to profile. The conditioning of fifth line profiles, I feel like especially little girls, is if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. You can't say it like that. Don't be so harsh. And this one fifth line profile, she was really talking about how every time she goes to post something, every time she goes to speak something in a reel, every time she goes to do a podcast episode, she goes back and redoes the piece of content and tries to make it softer. She's not here to be soft. We're not all here to be soft, right? Some people are. Some people are here to be soft and gooey and lovable and all of those things. But some of us, we have to bring the fire, and your human design tells you what you're here to be, and you know it. When you hear your human design, when someone describes to you for the very first time your human design, feel it in your bones because you're like, oh my God, how do they know that about me? How do they know? And they know because your human design is the map that you came here with. Your human design is the blueprint of who you are before the world got its hands on you and batted you around and tried to make you conform. And as a fifth line profile, that's a big, hairy deal. Second line profiles. We had a second line profile talking on the call today. And I'm a second line profile, so I get the struggle. As a second line profile, we are the naturals. And this person's question was, well, how do I talk about that in my content? How do I just talk about being a natural? Well, you don't. You talk about what comes naturally to you. You're here as a second line profile for the calls. And that will change over time. As a second line profile, the magic is in what's alive for you right now. The thing is, as a second line profile, you don't know what you're good at. As second line profiles, we move through life with a certain amount of ease around doing things that other people find hard. We can be good at a lot of different things, but it doesn't mean that we have to focus on every single thing just because somebody wants us to or because somebody tells us we're good at it. Our gift is in discerning which calls are right for us. So it's not so much being a second line profile, talking about this is easy for me. Please don't do that. No, it's just allowing life to move you along and show you the things or call you to the things that people want to hear from you. And as a second line profile, you're going to be deep. You're not going to be here for the surface level stuff. You're going to want to go deep and you're going to feel this in your body as you move through life. I know we talked a little bit on the call as a second line profile. One of the things that I was often criticized for as a child, my family used to say, Vickie was never a child. She was only ever younger. I feel like second line profiles are the old souls of the world, right? We just internalize so much and we observe so much and we take in things from everywhere. And we're here for the depth. We're not here for surface level stuff. So in your content, you probably want to go a little deeper. You probably need to go a little deeper than maybe some others would go. So in Content by Design, we have modules for every little different piece of where your messaging is found in your human design. And I'm going to give you one plug for it because I don't want you to miss out on this, okay? This is just a little peek into one tiny conversation that we had. We are having so many conversations inside of Content by Design. There are currently 23 women in. So it's still an intimate sized group. This is not the course where you are going to come in and you're going to get lost in hundreds of people. You are going to come in and you are going to get to know the other women in there and they're going to get to know you. And we are going to grow through our human design to build a marketing strategy that fits your business. And the reason I'm talking about this today is that at the time of this airing, this is Cyber Monday. I've got a last chance deal on where you can get Content by Design for this year's pricing. The price is increasing significantly in 2025. I will be launching it again in January. So you're going to hear a lot on this podcast about content. And if you want to get in at last year's pricing and get access to the bonuses right away, there are a ton of bonuses in there that you can go ahead and start on before we get started, then you're not going to want to miss this. So the link is in the show notes for you. Head on over there and grab a seat if you want in on this round.